Yes, this is one front, and this is another front, spread over the face of America. Like the other fronts, it is big and complicated. So big that only a few men in the whole nation can understand its real capacity for waging war. Only a short time before, these factories were producers of electric refrigerators, the world's largest. Almost overnight, they became the world's largest producers of 50 caliber machine guns. In this factory, as in so many others in America, the people did something which tripped up the thinking of the enemy. The enemy knew we were manufacturers. They knew we had men. But they didn't know we could change our way of life enough to give our men the tools of war in overpowering quantity. The Axis didn't count this ability to change among our secret weapons. This is the story of what it takes to make such a change. The story of what ability to change means to all of us, now and after the war. Long before the manufacture of refrigerators was stopped, in fact 16 months before Pearl Harbor, plans were being made for the mass production of war products in this factory. How could the experience, the capacity, the manpower, the facilities of this factory best be applied to turning out products of war? After considering all important factors such as available factory space, machinery, workers, finances, and after the products were agreed upon, plant layout engineers made new production layouts and redesigned the factories to fit them. Out came peacetime machines, many of them to go into storage until after the war. Chaos is the word to describe the appearance of the factories while the changes were being made. New machinery was located, scarce machinery. Long before the factory was ready to hit its stride, the great job of training began. The job of replacing many of these men who were called to the fighting front. The job not only of replacing, but of adding. Women as well as men answered the call for more help. All these people had to be trained, for not too many had even seen the inside of a factory. A whole way of life exchanged for another. Many went from quiet retirement back to the job. From high school and college to the war production front. 16,000 is what it took to do the job just in this one factory alone. And here they are, free Americans working in a free enterprise. This is the Browning 50 caliber in quantity production, something unknown until this war, when production men let loose their talents on a problem which had been largely a hand production operation. Many changes in production thinking were suggested and accepted, and the total score of all the new ideas has been a revolution in machine gun manufacture. Modern manufacturing methods have increased the firing rate of the gun, saved raw stock for other vital war uses, replaced critical materials with non-critical materials, and resulted in production at 5 times the original schedule in improved quality with only twice as many machines and people, and at less than 1/4 the original cost. It is not hard, seeing these factories, to understand the result of the new thinking and of all the effort. One machine gun taking its place on one plane. All these guns equipping a giant sky fleet of thousands of planes, thundering out over enemy territory. You can look at one propeller and see an American fighter plane climbing for advantage over an enemy. You can see all these propellers and figure the bombing force they can pull over enemy ground. Staggering winged armadas, including the mighty superfortress, the B-29. But there is a hidden meaning to the whole story. Here, in the ability of American industry, in the ability of these people, of all the people in American industry, to meet and conquer a challenging new problem is the secret weapon the enemy did not expect. Yes, and it's only in times of a great crisis that we ourselves fully realize that with our modern convenient way of life, we have the imagination that meets change with change, the hard fiber that matches effort with effort, the courage to put our real resources to work. That is our secret weapon. It's ours for use in war, for use in peace.